Have you ever heard of a vision board?
Wait, before I get into that, let me explain something.
Okay, guys, this is future Courtney interrupting. I recorded this video a year ago when I first made this vision planner, but I recorded at a time where I felt like I wasn't really ready to move forward with it because I thought at the time that it wasn't ready. But recently I was scrolling through the template because I was getting ready to create my new 2025 vision planner, and I'm like, wait, this is really good. Like, why did I never release this? And I realized that at the time I thought it wasn't ready, but in actuality it was me. Like, I was the one that wasn't ready, but I'm ready now. And the planner is ready. The planner has been ready. It's ready now. So I'm so happy to release it. And I'm actually in a space where I'm ready to move forward with it. So in this video, I talk about a lot of the fear and anxiety that I was having when it came time to work on my vision boards, and how I came to the realization that a lot of that fear was like fear of the unknown and things like that. So I talk a lot about that in this video. Stick around and hear about like all of the thought process and things that went into creating this vision planner. I think it's really beautiful and really helpful, and I'm so proud of it, and I'm so excited to be able to share that with you guys and to finally be in a space where I realize that the planner is ready.
Okay, let's get back to it.
I feel like I want to say I heard about it from Oprah. Like many years ago, she had a guest on her show, and he was telling a story about how he like manifested his dream home, like his exact dream home. He had created a vision board like years prior, and one day he pulled out his board and he saw it was literally the exact home he was living in, which is crazy. And I don't remember how old I was or how long ago that was when I first saw that, but it made me want to create my own vision board. So I did. And this is like the old school way where I have my little poster board, all my little magazines, and I'm cutting and pasting and all that stuff. And that was like the first vision board that I ever created. And I remember being so excited at the time about my vision board and manifesting my dreams. It's something that I never really stopped doing, but I've kind of shifted to more of like a digital vision board recently. It literally went from like the paper physical boards to like a Pinterest board. I think was like the next thing I shifted to. And recently I shifted to Canva. And I find it is really easy because I can just piece stuff together and whip it up real quick. I screenshot it, put it on the backdrop wallpaper for my computer, or wallpaper for my phone, and it's really good to be able to see it and look at it and have that visible like every day almost. So that's been something that I've been doing recently. Another way that I love doing vision boards or whatever you want to call them, manifesting, whatever, is looking on Zillow. Everybody goes on Zillow. Maybe not everybody. They go on Zillow and they look at homes and look at their dream homes and look at different neighborhoods and different styles of homes, and just like, oh, this is the house I want. This house is so perfect. Like, I love doing that. But I remember recently I was on Zillow per usual. I can't remember if I was creating a vision board or if I was just on Zillow, like I am on there a lot. But I remember feeling anxious, and I'm like, why am I feeling anxious? I think I was ignoring it, but I kind of realized it was like kind of like a common thing that I would feel anxiety when I was creating my board sometimes, or when I was looking on, line at my dream home, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I really ignored it, I think, for a long time. But this time I was like, what is it? What is the problem? Why do I feel so anxious? I'm like, I feel like I need to like explore that. Just trying to figure like why am I feeling so scared? Literally, I can feel the fear inside of me. I was like, what's going on? And then I asked myself, I'm like, what is it? Like, what's going on? Why are you feeling fear? Like, this is things that you want. These are things that you are literally creating a vision board for. It was fear of the unknown. It was a fear of like not knowing how I was gonna get there. And I know that probably defeats the whole purpose of a vision board because it's all about manifestation. But I was like, I feel like we all have like a left brain, right brain, creative, analytical side, but is you can literally see the shadow from my ring light. I want to adjust that. Hold on. I forgot what I was saying, but I feel like I am a creative. I'm an artist, I'm a designer, like I'm really creative. I have like this really like artsy side to me, but I also am a nerd. I'm a nerd. I love math and analytics and creating charts and tables. Like I love stuff like that as well. Honestly, there's a side of me that's very much like, yeah, this is cute. We got our vision board. We are manifesting. But there's still a side of me that's like, how am I gonna do this? And maybe that's something I need to work on. I don't know, but it's a part of me right now, and I'm just like, how am I gonna get there? And so that was the part of me that I feel like needed some help because I feel like if there's any part of me that is like having doubts about this, and having uncertainties and like subconsciously feeling scared that it wasn't gonna really work for me, right? I just felt like it really wasn't gonna work out like I really wanted it to. And not to say that things haven't really come to fruition from like vision boards and things like that for me. I felt like I was kind of getting in my own way a little bit with this subconscious fear. I decided to just sit down and create a vision board, but at the same time, ask myself whatever questions. It was like I kind of had to just like open myself up to subconsciously kind of like these questions and feelings that were coming up for me to like, instead of kind of ignoring them and pushing them to the side, I'm just like, okay, let's ask this question. Typing my stuff out. Like I'm in Canva. I have like one side is like my vision board I pieced together. And as I'm looking at it, I'm like, ooh, what questions are coming up for me? Let me just write these down and I'm going to answer them. And so I did that and I looked at different homes, different properties, and things that I really wanted to move to. And I just tried to visualize everything I could think about and put it together. And literally, I remember one day I just sat there and I just tried to like write down everything I could think of, whatever questions that were coming up for me. And I remember working on it one day and I was sitting there working on it. And I've been working on it for a couple of days at that point. So I remember working on it one day. And then, like, I remember going to wash dishes and I'm sitting there washing dishes, hands in the water. And all of a sudden, I felt like, I don't know what happened, but it was like how do I say this? It was like a switch. I don't know how to explain it. It was like a switch and I felt like I was somewhere else temporarily. It was so quick. And I know this sounds crazy, but if you're into any woo-woo stuff, hippy dippy, spiritual, anyway. So I felt like it happened so quick. I was sitting there like literally my hands in the water, I'm washing dishes, and I felt like all of a sudden I was like I was somewhere else and it happened so quick. It was like a flash and it wasn't like a vision. It was different because it was like it felt like I was there and it was like I can look around in this quick millisecond and I could see my dream home around me, and that was crazy because I'm like, yo, I've never experienced anything like to that level. I don't think it was so quick and I don't know how to explain it. But the thing that was really cool about it, it was like I did not feel any fear. Like I didn't feel scared. I didn't feel like anxious. I felt like excited. I felt happy. And I felt joy. I felt at peace. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's crazy. And I'm like, this is actually possible. And it's actually something that is possible for me and that I can do it and not feel scared, you know? And I think that's what I needed, but it's like I feel like subconsciously I was telling myself this story and it wasn't really like positive. Because I feel like subconsciously, like we're always telling ourselves a story, but like, is it the right story that you want to be telling yourself? You know what I'm saying? I feel like all of us have like different like subconscious beliefs, feelings, thoughts, and things that maybe we need to investigate sometimes. Yeah. So I did that and I'm like, well, shoot. I got other things I want to work on. Like when I set goals, I like to set goals from like different categories. So I'll do like self, home, career, finance, all those things, right? I sat down and I created what I call a vision journal because it's more than a vision board. I created like a vision journal for different areas of my life and it became this really cool booklet, and I even put like a little progress tracker because I'm such a nerd. I even put a little progress tracker for me to track my progress like month by month, day by day, week by week type of thing. That's something that I've been working on, and I'm actually really excited about it. I really want to actually share it publicly with other people because I feel like I can't be the only one dealing with that. Maybe you really like vision boards, but you just feel like maybe they're just not for you, or maybe you feel like you can't fully get behind it. Maybe it's, could be some subconscious thoughts and questions you're asking yourself. It was just a good way for me to investigate some of those things. So I created it and I want to share it publicly because I feel like it's people out there who probably actually it could be useful for them. Like people out there who might need something like this. And I haven't seen anything out there like this before. And that's like another thing I want to talk about with the vision planner. So like if you think of like a vision board, I feel like it's like a vision board, but it has more depth. Let's say this is like your vision board. Okay, it's flat, and this is like the normal vision board. But if you turn it over, it's like a vision board with depth. Does that make sense? And it's like a foundation, stronger foundation underneath. I don't know how to explain it, but that's what it felt like to me as I was making this. It felt like a vision board with more depth underneath, like some support for those who need support, because not everybody does, but some people just need a little more. And so that's kind of what it was for me. If you look at the cover, like this is just a template. I added pictures here that you can go in or swap out. So this cover would be like your main vision board, I would say. Here we have different sections. So I have like an introduction where I kind of like explain and talk about the journal. And then I have a section for self, home, relationships, career, finance. And like I said, it also has a progress tracker. And each section has like little quotes that you can change, quotes to like motivate you. I even have some like sections for affirmations to help like inspire you and keep you pushing. Because I feel like affirmations are really, really important. Using those like I am affirmations, I feel like they're super, super helpful. And then let's say, for instance, the self section, that even has its own vision board. It's really detailed, and like the way the template is, you can literally just remove the things that you don't actually need. Like if you just want one section underneath self, like that's totally fine. But I also added like subsections under each section, if that makes sense. So like for the self, I added a space for a vision board there, and there's like a mood board almost, I would say. And then underneath the self, there's like a subsection. So let's say for instance, in the template, I use self-love as an example of something that you want to manifest in your life for yourself. Because like I said, when I do my vision boards, I categorize it. I wonder if other people do that too. So that's why they're in categories. So there's subcategories for the self. And I have like a little mini vision board. You can add as many pictures or as little pictures as you want. And they have like little prompts and questions that you can reply to, or you can swap them out and do your own. And I think it's really cool. And I have that for each section. And again, like I said, I even have a section on finances. When it comes to like your finances, there's like a chart and a graph, and it's almost like a little bit of a, it's a planner, but it's also like you're trying to manifest like your dream income. I have a section for that, and it talks about where is your income going to come from, ideally monthly and annual. You even have a section for like expenses, like what percentage is your income going to. I know some people may have their own like budget planners and stuff, but this is more of like ideal like goals, like it's goals. What's your ideal income? Where is that money going to go? How are you going to spend it? What percentage is going towards entertainment or savings or investing in your business or your household, like, things like that. And there's literally a tracker where you can check off the different tasks and goals that you set for yourself. Like, I literally set up little an area for you to add different goals you're setting for yourself to achieve these. I'm not gonna lie, it's like 50 pages, y'all. It's literally 51 pages. It's pretty big, but like I said, there are like 5 different sections plus a progress tracker. I've been so excited since I created it, and I kind of was holding on to it, but in my mind, I'm like, if I needed something like this, somebody else out there probably needs something similarly and something that could help them, create the life of their dreams and even just to dream bigger, and just take the time to not even just like addressing some subconscious thoughts and questions that are coming up. It's just like a way, like an elevated vision board. This one has a little more thought into it. And I feel like if you're putting like more of that thought into it, more of that energy into it, that time into it, not to say it's anything wrong with just creating a vision board and spending like an hour or two on it, there's nothing wrong with that at all. But I feel like when you really take that time to like pour into it and spend time on each of the different goals and the visions that you have for yourself, I just feel like it changes things. I feel like it puts a little more energy into it. And then you can start to actually get excited about these things, which I think also helps when it comes to like manifesting things for yourself. When that excitement is behind it and that energy is behind it, I think that also really helps push things forward. I think that's really helpful. Like some people, they manifest a little differently. And I think this is a really cool way to just take more time with it, think about it a bit more, really like envisioning yourself in that space, thinking about how it's going to be. How are you going to feel when you're already there? And the things that you want to do to get there. And I would love to hear your feedback and your thoughts. Send me a message or leave a comment down below. You can also check out my social media pages. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening or whatever time of day it may be. And I wish you well. I like to leave with a positive word. So I want to share a positive quote with you. Let's see what we have today. I keep all types of like quotes and things in my phone. I'm always writing stuff down. Ooh, perfect. I already see it. So the quote I want to leave with you today is I'm grateful in advance. I think that's perfect. I am grateful in advance. I feel like gratitude is magical in a way because when you show gratitude, it's like you're telling the universe, you're telling God, you're telling spirit, you're telling yourself that you are thankful for the present moment. You're thankful for what you have been blessed with. You're thankful for what is to come. And it's like you're expecting good things, Like gratitude can really change your whole outlook. In my perspective, it can really change how you view things in your present life and your day to day. Like, and even when you're thinking about the future, just showing gratitude, just like thank you in advance. Thank you in advance. Because I know it's going to be good. I know it's going to be great. I know it's going to work out. So I thank you in advance. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. Thank you so much. So I am grateful in advance. That is the message that I'm leaving with you all today. Please take that with you however you see fit. And if this resonated with you at all, just go ahead and leave a little like and comment the little sparkle emoji. I love that one. I feel like every time I'm trying to sprinkle some good vibes or positive energy, manifesting, what affirmations, all that, just the little sparkle emoji. Comment that below. Peace, y'all. Be well. I hope that it will be helpful and beneficial for you. I hope that this is something that will help you on your journeys as you are working on your goals, stepping into the new year and beyond. Just know that we are not letting fear get in the way going forward. 2025, we are pushing fear to the side. You know how they say do it scared? That's what we're doing. Like, regardless of whatever fears that we may have or may be experiencing, we're actually going to go after our dreams this year. And so I wish that for you. And I hope that it is actually helpful for you. And so, like I said, I thought it wasn't ready, but the planner has been ready, and I'm so excited. It's ready now, and so are you. So go ahead and grab your planner. Let me know how you guys like it. I'm so excited to share it with you. So enjoy. Bye, guys.